What's up, YouTube fam? What's up? What's up? Back at it again. It's Miss Cheyenne. How y'all doing? How your week been? How was the holiday? Thanksgiving. Mine was well. A little unorthodox, which is what I want for myself and my family now. Um, yeah, so I woke up I think around like 11:30, and I got my 4 hours in, and it's just like my body naturally just lets me sleep for like 4 to 5 hours, and then I'm juiced up. And then I was just sitting here just trying to clear my mind and see what I'm gonna come on here and talk about right now. And I think I'm gonna just vent again, just let it flow. Um, so I think that I would want to start with um, living the life that I want to live. And what I mean by that is, I know y'all saw my dream board. I'm pointing up because my dream board, I have two of them. My dream boards are up there. I know that the camera at one point had shifted up on one of my videos, but I look at my dream board from time to time, and I won't even lie and say like it's a everyday thing. I'm just like checking it. But it is frequent, but it's not daily. I check it to kind of like see where I'm at, to see have I knocked anything off, or am I even working towards getting something off of my dream board um, before the year is up. And I feel so really good because I'm truly creating a life that I want to live. I'm not living for other people. I'm not doing things that people want to see me do or do for them or whatever. I'm truly just living my life for me. And I think about myself more now than I probably ever have before. I remember when I was like in my late teens, um, I had a boyfriend, like we were arguing or whatever, and he was trying to get under my skin because at some point I had got quiet or whatever. That's what it was. I was quiet. I wasn't arguing this time. And he was trying to get under my skin. So he was throwing things at me to try to get my attention, whatever, and I wouldn't respond, and I wasn't even giving him any eye contact. And then he called me selfish, and selfish. He just knew how to get under my skin. It made my blood start boiling. I got up and I was, boom, when I hit punched him in the nose or whatever. That's not funny. It's funny now. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny now. But he was like, "Damn, Shy, I was just trying to get your attention. But out of everything that he was saying to me, selfish was the only thing that like irritated me, that made me react that way. Because I'm far from selfish, and I've always been that person where I was more selfless than anything. But now I'm becoming more selfish, and it's in a healthy way, in a positive way, to where it benefits me more than it benefits you. And that's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever feel like you have to do things for people and that you get them to a level of comfortability of asking for things frequently or whatnot. And the most precious thing to me is my time. So that's another thing of creating a life that I want. Things are coming together for me. Some bad things have happened last year, even within this year. It's not even necessarily bad because they all had a good outcome, you know. Um, so I'm able to focus my time more on the life that I want to live, the things that I want to do, the things that I actually serve my family, that I work out in our favor. And I'm not going to tell my business on here or whatnot, but I do want to share my perspective, my mindset. And, one simple thing I'll give y'all is I've been hearing, I want to say for at least a month, and my intuition tell me like, start back reading, because I actually love to read. I love literature. I love English. I love composition. Anything along like, um, what do you want to call it? Like grammar or whatever. Um, that's my forte. That's what I love or whatnot. But I haven't put any time towards reading, not even a Bible. I haven't been reading as much. Um, so I've been hearing my intuition tell me like, get back to reading. And last week I said that I'm going to start reading more. That's not one thing that's on my dream board, but it is my time. I would rather put my time towards reading something that'll help me in life, without saying so much, rather than put my time towards something that's helping somebody else's business, and that'll speak for itself. Let that marinate. I do mean that. I would rather read something that'll help me and my family than that to grow and live the life that we want to live and the lifestyle that we want to have or continue to have. I'll say want to have, because I think that you can always do better. But anyway, rather than make money for somebody else. Simple as that. And I'm not going to break that down because I'm not throwing shots at anything or anybody. I'm just saying I'd rather do it for myself than to do it for somebody else. So I got a book this past weekend, but before getting a book, I was trying to really think on where or what book do I want to read? What book do I want to start with? Or books, because I was even thinking about multiple books. So I said, okay, the people I come in contact, I'll ask them, what book do they recommend? What book do they recommend? To make a long story short, out of the people that I asked, the one book that kept coming up was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the last day before I went to the library, so this was, I want to say Saturday or Friday, somebody else said Rich Dad, Poor Dad, amongst other books. But the only one that kept coming up in different groups, different times throughout the week, different settings, different environments, was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I'm going to tell you now, and I'm like 50-something pages in, and I just started yesterday, and I understand why now God wanted me to read that book already. I get it. And so anyway, that's one example of me actually doing something that I want to do, creating a life that I want to live. No, I'm not a person that feel like I have all the answers. No, I'm not a person that like stagnant energy. I can't stand stagnant energy. Number one, I'm a Gemini, so I'm constantly like thinking, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, doing algebra, working on lectures. I'm being funny, but I'm not being funny. Like my mind is constantly going because I never just settle unless I'm just comfortable in the moment, or I haven't like really processed what's going on at the moment. But I don't like stagnant energy. I like to constantly keep learning because I feel like you can never stop learning. And I like to expand my horizon. So I hope I don't forget my point, because these are all good things that I'm sharing. I think I did lose my point. Anyway, creating the life that I want to live. So that was just another example of me reading. So I believe that once you have, like I was talking about, like oneness, have that alone time, you're able to like really or just really just think, or just sit there and try not to think, because that's actually what I did before I turned this video on. I was just taking deep breaths, trying to see where my mind would just take me. I try not to think about anything and just see where my flow would be at, where it would come out at. And I guess it's on creating the life that I want to live. And I'm still a beginner at all of this: YouTube, editing, sharing these videos, sharing my thoughts, being this open, becoming vulnerable. Vulnerable sounds like a very bad word, and it's really not. It's just really like another perspective, just saying, another way of saying open, just without without fear, basically. Just being open without fear and allowing me to be myself, expressing myself, and allowing information or other people to do that with me as well. That's what I think vulnerability is. I've always looked at it as a bad thing because I've always been a closed off person, because for one, I know that my thoughts are not, no, it's not anyone else's thoughts, for one. And I'm not like other people. I've realized that at a young age, that my mindset, the way I think, the way I break things down, my questions that I had, I realized that at a young age, I'm not like anyone else. And some people think that Geminis are weird. I'd rather be weird than to be trying to fit in with everybody else and not get anywhere and keep coming up with the same results, which is the definition of insanity. I'm not a part of the crew. I don't want to be a part of the crew. I'd rather be by myself and make things happen, for being original. Anyway, yeah, we always get this bad rap, we as in Gemini, that we're weird or that we two-faced, and that's not true at all. I'll say that maybe those that feel that way, maybe they don't really know a Gemini, or they never really sat down and tried to understand a Gemini. And understanding doesn't come from one conversation. But yeah, I'm really in a happy place, and I like to, once I get information and I process it for myself, and even try to process it in layman's terms. So if I come across someone that wants to know the same thing or have an opinion, advice, or whatever, I can share it with them if it's not understood on the level of how I received it. And sometimes I have to receive things on a layman's terms in order to really get a grasp on it, or whatnot. But I love to learn, and I love to teach as well. I love, once I get something, I love to share it. You know, I'm all about, you know, togetherness. I was about to say bringing one up, but I'm learning, in order to bring somebody up, you have to be at a level of comfortability, a level of understanding, and selflessness, you know, or selfishness in a positive way. That's what I'm learning. Just focus on me first, and then when I get to a level that where I can help somebody else, you know, and then I will do so. And I think my way of giving back right now are these YouTube videos. And like I said, even though my gems are not as frequent, they're not a daily video or whatever, my gems are still precious, you know, because I still devote myself to producing these videos, you know, to sitting behind this camera, which is so major for me, and opening up and expressing and talking. You know, I always say leave a comment under the video if, you know, if you want to see me talk on a certain subject or whatnot, because I do want to create a community. I do learn from others, you know, and I do like other people's opinions, aka debates, you know, and there is a such thing as healthy debates, you know. Debates doesn't have to be a negative thing, just like that word vulnerability. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. We can debate, we can express ourselves like adults in a manner like grown folks should. Simple as that. But I really hope this video is helpful. Like I said, it's just basically another venting session. But I do hope it's a little helpful. It's a little insightful, that you do what you need to with the video in order to get your mind right, put you in a positive mindset, because y'all know I'm all about positivity. I ain't got time for that negative stuff. You know, I'm over here trying to build a legacy. You know, I ain't over here trying to be messy. You know, but anyway, I love y'all. I am about to, y'all like my night clothes? I just got these the other day, trying something different. It's satin. It's got like, to me it looks like it got a Japanese theme or whatnot. They feel so good. It's a two-piece set, pant set. Yeah, so anyway, I like them. Y'all ain't gotta like it. But I love y'all. Catch y'all in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe if your heart pulls you towards it.